All right, everyone, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Sabrae Show Live, where we control our own narratives and have the conversations that we need to have in order to empower our community. First, we have a couple of guests today. Okay, of course, you know I'm your host Sabrae, and Yatta, that's too low.
My bad. I'm good.
You gotta give that same energy.
My bad.
First of all, she switched it up because usually she introduced us.
I've been trying to switch
Now
it
she
up.
trying to put it on us.
Yes.
Let us know before the show starts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I got you. Okay. And the other host.
Oh, yes.
I was waiting for
I am the great one, Sean.
Okay.
All right, let's redo that.
And welcome to the best show, the greatest show, the hottest show in the DMV. So, Sean, I would like for you to, since they're your friends and everything like that, we just
Family,
met
I
them.
don't have friends.
Okay, just introduce your family, Sean.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Just like, so we're going to go with ladies first. You can introduce yourself.
Hello, world. I'm Lavondra, aka Typical Black Queen.
All right.
Floyd World on all your social media, Floyd World.
Okay. All right. I'm glad y'all came and joined us for today.
I feel like that name, Typical Black Queen. I know that name.
Yeah. Happy Black History Month to everybody out there. This is our first recording of Black History Month. Shout out to all the Black greats who've been doing it big, doing wonderful things way before white people decided to recognize them. Shout out to us for making Black history, okay? Especially in the DMV.
Yes.
All right. This show is brought to you. This episode is brought to you by Black Panther movie, which comes out this coming Friday. Are you guys going to see it?
Come on.
Yeah, you know we got them tickets. You know
You
we
already
got
got
them tickets for Thursday, bruh. 7
For real?
p.m.
Well, nah, I can't ask you where because then Bama's going to be showing up, popping up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it that day
To be
as well.
honest, I'm really not sure which theater we're going to.
Okay.
I don't really care.
Right.
I'm in there.
What are we bringing in the big purse? That's all I want to know.
I'm in there. African pride.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, do not be the
It's
guy that
like,
bring Kensei.
Take off.
That's really kind of been throwing me
Yeah.
off though, because some
Yeah.
people think that this is like a historical like that kind of film. Like it's not MLK's biopic. Like some people saw Black Panther and they ran with it and they don't realize that it's a comic flick. Don't get me wrong, I'm here for the representation all day, but some people are gonna be, a little bit.
But that's not far, of course. Huey Newton and Bobby Seale was in college when this comic came out in '67. And that was part of the inspiration behind naming the Panthers
No,
that.
absolutely.
So, but look, no, I'm just saying.
But I've seen tweets where people think that Malcolm X is somehow involved in this.
Nah,
and,
but that's
like,
good though because it get the conversation going.
Yeah.
Yes,
get the conversation
and,
going.
but I feel like if you're going to stand behind something, you probably should just kind of know what you're talking about, and it's like let's not just jump off the cliff.
But would there be a
Right.
Black Panther movie without Malcolm X?
You know what?
Okay.
But I just feel like the Marvels part should have been a dead giveaway. So that's what's kind of blowing me a little bit. It's like
I just really hope that there's no underlying little low key sneak diss they be doing whenever you have a black they'll elevate black people sometimes in certain movies, but then they'll find a way to low key sneak diss them. So I hope it's no coonery or buffoonery in it. I don't know. No,
I mean the reviews have been freaking exceptional though. I will say.
I know, but some people don't even realize sometimes that's a low key.
agree.
I've seen
To build it up, so you can knock it down and criticize it.
I don't know if you guys, and this is not a pro-black type of movie, but White House Down with Jamie Foxx. We were just randomly watching. It was on cable. We just randomly turned it on. We were just chilling, watching TV. And then Jamie Foxx was a black president. He kind of replicated Obama a little bit, whatever. But it was a scene in the movie where he was like, "Don't mess up my Air Jordans," and it was just
corny.
It was corny. They found a way. They made the black man a president, but they found a way to kind of
undermine him a little bit.
Yeah, and make him like a coon.
Yeah, I really hope there's none of that. I really got my fingers crossed because I'm here for the excitement period. I don't want people to have a misconception about it, but at the same time, just the fact that there is that much black representation in a film like that, that speaks volumes.
It's gonna be a good movie because that dude, Chad Boseman,
Yeah.
He be playing everybody.
He tough.
Jackie Robinson.
he do.
He done been James Brown. He's
Yeah,
the blackest black actor right now.
Well, isn't he? Yeah, a lot of people was getting on him because they're like, okay, my man, like you playing everybody. You don't look like everybody, but he pulls it off though.
You get the bag, you gotta let him get the bag. But I definitely saw someone say something like, it was like a dear white people sort of thing, like this ain't for you. We don't want to hear your and I'm just like, sweetie, I don't want to be the one to tell you.
We need that money too.
You know who Stanley is? Him not black. Don't get me wrong, because it's directed by black men. But I'm like, honey, like, let's just, know.
But Michael B Jordan is in it. He just had a birthday, by the way.
B stands for Bay.
Okay. I mean, well, not for me. I'm just saying. I'm almost married, but I can see.
So, hold on.
Michael B
I can
Jordan.
see how
I'm not.
people look at him and think he's attractive or whatever. But you know what? He's recently been in the news lately because he talked about how he lives home with his parents.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought that was kind of cool though.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So he's not a scrub?
He got a bag.
You know what? Wait. You know why it's cool? All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all come counterclockwise.
Come here.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Floyd, let him go. Go ahead.
This is my
Crazy.
this is my thing. I feel like realistically, I feel like only in American culture is this sort of thing like no. You go to other cultures. Let's take Africans for example.
Oh man.
They want you to be at home until you find a spouse. Like realistically, and that's how other cultures do it. It's not such a oh my God, you 21 and you live at home. Like I feel like stay home, stack your coin. Now in his case, he doesn't really have to. I'm not sure why he's doing it.
Probably taking care of him.
Right, but either way, I don't feel like he has to. But I feel like if you still live at home, now don't get me wrong. If you hustling backwards, meaning you live at home, so you ain't gotta pay no bills, so you can buy all these hood trinkets and stuff.
Right.
Then you're tripping. But I feel like if you stay at home because you like my niece for example, went to school, she went to Temple, she came home, she stayed at home. My sister never charged no rent, nothing like that. When she moved out of the house, it was to buy her own house.
She's a woman though.
Give me the
give me
the male equivalent.
If it
to
had
that.
been a son, I would expect the same thing. Like my son, when you stay home until you are. I don't want you to be bouncing back and forth. I want you to be stable enough when you leave. To be prepared, because some people they can't wait till they get that security deposit first month rent, and then you one catastrophe away from poverty. Don't do it.
Floyd.
Okay, that's your son. What about your man?
My man, if he lived, my ex moved back home with his mom. Oh my bad.
You didn't say no names. You didn't say no names.
I just said my ex. I'm not gonna throw no shade.
Say that my boyfriend, we live together. We've been living together for 3 years. His kids live with me. It's in my name. The car is in my name. And I don't have a problem with him living with me. When we started living with me, he didn't have a job. And
that's not the same as the mother.
It said, well, that was your man. I saw potential in him.
Where you think he moved from? If he didn't have a job, he probably moved from
I
home.
helped him move forward, and he helped me move forward, so we kind of worked together.
Yes.
I do have sons. I have 3 sons. One's 11, one's 10, and one's 6.
You look so young. Well, go ahead.
Well, 2 are stepsons. I didn't birth them. I have
okay.
my one son is 6.
But you don't.
But those are my sons. I don't
exactly.
separate them.
Okay.
So if they ever wanted to, hey, Mom, I'm trying to stay here to get myself together, I'm not going to push them out the door at 18, because at 18, first of all, you're not ready to go. Gotcha. You're still dumb, young, stupid. Yes. So if I see that you're just living to live off me, then at some point, I have to let you fly. Yeah, and, if you fall on your back, I'll be there, but I won't coddle you. Yeah. Right. But as in you growing to be a man and to building your own foundation, especially if I have my own house, that's going to be yours someday. Yeah. So why not live in the home that I'm going to give to you?
And that's going to translate into the kind of what we want to talk about later. But go ahead.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, when I say if it was your man, him staying with you is not. I mean, I get that. That's you holding your man down, y'all building together.
And that's dope.
Right.
So
there's a lot of women that like that.
Even swap ain't no swindle. He help you out. You help him out. Y'all building together. Even swap ain't. I'm saying you meet a guy.
Not even. But I get what you're saying. It's definitely not
you
even.
You meet him and he live at home.
Yeah.
I'm saying you meet him at the club or at the store, wherever.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all go out, everything great. Right? Y'all go out again. You have a couple drinks. Hey, let's go back to your spot. He pull up. Then y'all come in. He say, "Shh, be quiet. Take your shoes off."
Oh, you mean in the aspect of him living with his
my
mom?
Yeah, this is what we talking about. Michael B. Jordan living with his mom.
I think you might have the wrong women in that aspect though, because I know a lot of women who like, oh my God, you live with your mom. See, my thing is this. It's all about you as a person. So it's different strokes for different folks. So I'm like, you live at home with your mom, you a bum, you not doing nothing, you're not trying to do no better. It's like, you know the difference between somebody who just trying to make sure that they financially stable, or it's like, I live at home because I'm trying to buy a house. And hello, it's a lot easier to save for a house when you're not paying rent.
But you usually don't know. You usually don't know. When y'all say you know, through
but
time.
You gotta find. But that's what I'm saying. But you have to find out. I wouldn't necessarily just count you out.
Understand? Like I look at it this way. Understand those type of women that scream, "Oh, you a bum," are the type of women who are bums themselves, and they scream it out all day. Now, a woman's woman, if she sees that situation, she will sit back and look and try to assess the situation as the days go along. Now, if you showing me bummy status slim, we not doing this in your mother's house again. I might have to talk to Ma with you. Something can go on, but. It's levels to womanhood when it comes to approaching a man that lives with their mom.
So I'll say this. You guys, I love you guys. I'm not saying that. I'm going to tell you.
You trying to move in?
No. No, this is what I'm saying. Because we date women.
Okay.
Y'all are in the minority. So it's hard because, and I do this a lot when I talk about men, and I'm like, man, this niggas out here doing it, but then I realize it's way more men out here who not doing what they supposed to do. So I had to take myself out of my shoes.
Yeah.
That's not, to me, in my experience.
Gotta think that women talk a good game too, but
no, because usually if a woman like you, she gonna be rock with you. Yeah. I can say that, especially a good woman. But usually at my age, if I approach the woman, we get to rapping this and that. We're transparent because you ask the questions. You don't ask the same questions on your day at 22. You basically just lusting. Right. Now you have kids. You want to have more kids. You believe in God. Stuff like credit scores, this and that. And so where do you live? I stay with my mom. So I can see 25, 26. I'm single. I'm saving up for a house. I live with my mom.
Right.
Just from my experience, I don't see too many women that are going to want to proceed after that next day because they're saying, well, you can't provide. Why are you at this point in your life? You're still living with your mom. I can't do nothing with you, especially if they have their own.
But it really does depend on the situation. And I think that people should look at an individual basis because, like Michael B. Jordan was saying, he's an actress. An actor, and you see he's getting a lot of work. He's traveling. He's constantly on the road. Why would he be paying a mortgage and he's on the road or out of town 80% of the year?
So he's not paying the mortgage?
Well, I mean, separate
for a house that's just going to sit there and be empty while you're gone.
Yeah. So I think, and I didn't see it, I think he lives with his parents, but they live with him.
I mean,
they're not still. He's not still living in the same.
But he did say things like, mom, she cooks, and she keeps the laundry and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure, common sense will say he's taking care of his parents.
So that's a tad bit different because you're providing. You know what I mean? Like, say for example, if your parents get old and then they get out of health, say your dad passed away or your mom was right. You people taking their parents. Alzheimer's. You're not living with them; they're living with you.
Yeah, but I mean, technically, if this is their house, even if you're paying for the mortgage, you are still kind of living with them, but you just bringing a lot more to the table. But he, people just calling him a scrub. I feel like people would still look at Michael B. Jordan and be like, "You're a scrub."
Call him a scrub, and then they got a bag and a half. He doesn't have to do it. And I feel like it's all about you. It's all about what your motive is and how you moving with that. Absolutely. It's some people who are just content. Look, I'm gonna wait it out. One of us gonna die. Which one of us gonna be? Me or you, mom? Trying to wait moms out till she out of here. Then I'm just gonna take over the house. And then there's some people who really just have goals and. It's conducive to their goals to stay where they're at, to be able to be financially capable to do certain things. I mean, I can't knock that. At the end of the day, it's all about what your objective is.
And I appreciate y'all because I think I touched the basis on this a little bit. I read this book. Y'all are helping y'all sons because men are put in a position to be put into debt faster. Because we have to, like I said, my ex, she could stay she didn't move out until she got her house. Yeah. My mom, and I love my mom, when I graduated high school, I didn't go to college. I didn't go to the Army. She was like, oh, so what you doing? I moved out. Right. Me and Triple S moved out. We didn't have any money saved. He had to get out. We moved Temple Hills with a paycheck. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. But we had to because society, that's the mentality. You got to have your own car. Now I can't. You hear me? Now I want women because my mom I didn't have a cool mom. I couldn't bring women in the house. So now, if I want to have
relations,
but see, my mom was the same way. I lived with my mom up until I was 23. 28, and at one point, me and my brother were living there. My brother's a year older than me, and her rent was in form of her mouth. Some mothers are overbearing, where I want you to stay here because you're my son, because I want you to be my son. You're basically my man forever, so I want you to stay here. But you can't have nobody that you're creating a socially inept human being.
Yeah,
you know.
That's
and at that point, you have to start showing your kids how to take responsibility for themselves. So why not do that in the safest place possible in your home? So when they go out into the world, they'll be able to realize about saving money and creating funds for the household and cleanliness and orderly households and stuff like that. So.
I think a lot of moms can't. Go ahead, Floyd. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the flip side though to that can be a little counterproductive, right? So then sometimes you create these man-child men, right, who don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to wash their clothes or clean the kitchen or
see, that's when
take
that
the trash.
becomes
But that's what I'm
problematic. You shouldn't be
saying.
doing that for
It's always
yourself.
a
Your
thin
son's
line.
grown. It's
But
like you live
it's
here, but
a
it's gotta
thin
be.
line because after a certain point, when do you draw a line? You've accepted and tolerated so much and allowed so much
for so long.
You've enabled them.
I just feel like when your kid get to a certain age as teenagers, it's certain things as responsibilities that they should just have, capabilities that they should have, because you should be grooming them for independence. Even if you allow them to stay however long they're going to stay. I feel like as parents, you're supposed to facilitate that in your children, that independence in them. I'm not supposed to just send you off at 18. What can you do for yourself? Unless you're going to go live at school, what can you do for yourself? You don't really have any like solid capabilities or earning potential that you can really take care of yourself. So all that getting out at 18, most of the ones who like, oh, you a bum, you live at home, them the ones who parents said get the hell out at 18 and you didn't have a choice.
And it's
but don't shade the ones who get to stay because you couldn't. Right.
But and it's a difference also too, because my mom grew up in that baby boomer era. So my mom, me and my brother grew up as latchkey kids. So we were forced to be independent. Right. We had to make our own food. We had to wash our own clothes.
Growing up in the city is different.
And I grew up in Maryland, so my mom did not let us ride in that truck, like none of that. But it's an era thing. You know, my mom grew up in two-family household in Glenarden. So, she had her mom and her dad around. So, I never experienced that. But then, she grew up in that baby boomer era where her parents were like, okay, you either go to the military, you go to college, or you get up out of here. Right. She went to the military. And she didn't want to put that on her kids, so she allowed us to stay. But then she was that single mother, and around that time, me and my brother, so we, like I said, latchkey kids, key around our neck, we did everything ourselves. And I was raised very independent, so I raised my son the same. It's like a generational thing. It's starting to open up more. So now my son is 6. He knows how to separate his clothes, to wash his clothes. He has all my kids have chores, so they know certain things to do when it comes to cleanliness and just to live.
Right. You guys found them off early.
Have you noticed how, especially in our community, that the girls are raised more strict and more independent than the men are? So I still even think that at 18, the women are more ready to at least land on their feet than the boys, because just you can have a girl and a boy, and it's clearly not your household, but that the girls are raised to, you need to know how to cook this, you need to know how to do the laundry, you need to know how to be responsible for your brother or whatever. But the boys are just, they can do whatever. Right, exactly.
Because they feel like you're going to get a wife that's going to be domesticated
because
and do that.
Yeah, because women take care of men. Mostly.
Exactly.
I'm keeping it a buck. So it's like,
that's what the saying is. Women raise their daughters and love their sons.
Yeah, so it's like, and this is hard on you guys. Well, now I'm not saying you guys, but like basically, like if you don't do these things, you're not going to find a husband, because we're the choosers.
Exactly.
Men don't have to be perfect. You know why? Because we're the choosers. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like women have to be ready and cook, clean, do sexual stuff to the full. I mean, you got to be like an A+ in everything. Your 2K ratings got to be 95, 97, 98. Well, we could be 67, 75. We can have strong points, but we don't have to be that.
But that's kind of changing now.
But I don't think it's
changing now.
I still don't think
that's why you're
that,
always hearing that, like men, it's always, you got to help build your man up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not going to help your man get to where but we supposed to come already assembled.
I don't think it's just that. I think also females are viewed as fragile, especially young. Like
Black women? No, I disagree with that.
As young women, as a little girl, we're not saying that's a black woman. We saying that's a little girl. And we hold them precious, and we take extra time with them to make sure they know, don't go walk off with short, because it's in our head we see it different. You know what I mean? an older woman could rape a little boy and he'll brag about it.
You're not even gonna call it rape.
We won't even call it rape. It's
Which
some
it
freakish.
is.
It's rape.
Right.
But if it happens the other way around, it's nowhere near funny or nothing.
Right.
So we take extra care of the little girls and we raise them with more. But the boys will be boys is the phrase.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and that's more
it's hands off. It's hands off. And essentially, when you let them live to 35 years old in your house, you kind of fucking them up.
Oh yeah, and then a lot
in
of
my
things,
opinion. I mean, I get what y'all was saying, but you kind of hinder them.
Yeah,
too.
well,
it's about the household. I think it all. Yeah. I think it's about it's the mother and son relationship.
Perfect example, baby
you might
boy.
be at your father's house. Like, what if it's your dad's house? Like, it could be subjective.
Anybody's house.
It could be two parents.
You gotta go at some point.
I mean, yes, but if you're not being productive, but I feel like if it's, like, let's say you didn't go to school for whatever reason. Some people feel like school ain't for them. Yeah. And you finding your way, you forging your little path. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, because the cost of living is fucking ridiculous right now.
Why give me a little path? Continue.
That's how I talk. Shut up. But it's like, the cost of living is like obscene right now. You know what I'm saying? Like how much people are paying for rent. Like it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
For something you don't even own. It's like, it's crazy. So it's like, like then you gotta get a job that's going to pay that. And
yes. But to his point, like, it's the fathers in the house that make it possible for, if the guy is still in, if the young man is still living in the house, that there's a certain amount of structure that is there so that they're not just like leeching or just like chilling.
I wouldn't kick my boys out of 18, but 25.
It was a conversation.
It would be a conversation with me and the wife. Like, I'm like, look. It depends. It's kind of like health insurance. Are you going to school?
Not subjective.
You come home, you can still find it. I'll give you. You come home from school at 22.
Yeah.
You got 3 years.
I think parents should be able to check your bank account, because it's like, okay, you've been living here for 6 years after college. How much money have you saved?
Oh, that's on them.
Where's your no? But did you have to be? Because I would want to put my child out when they have enough money for a down payment for a house.
I would want to put my child out when.
Yes, like, because we have to have that conversation that she is not like naturally like wanting to be, out at a certain age. By 25, 26, I'm gonna be like, you've been here for enough time where you should at least have $20,000 in the bank, at least, if you're not paying a mortgage.
But see, some of them are paying. You know what I'm saying? Some of these parents is letting their kids sit there because they collecting rent from them, and I feel like it's no blanket solution for it. It's really just case by case. But you should have that from the rip. If your child hits adulthood, it's like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna stay here because I'm not gonna put you out. You my child, but at the same time, you should be working towards this independence.
Some kids paying their own loans back.
We're gonna keep checking that.
What I do with my son, my son is 6. And from the moment that I knew I was going to have him, I set out the path for his life that I wanted to have for him financially. So a lot of people don't do this. I get child support. I get a nice amount of child support every week. And that child support goes into a separate account because I do make good money and I really don't have to touch it like that.
You're a real one.
Yes.
So I put it in an account so when he gets of age, that's his money. A lot of people, they don't think about the future financially of their kids. I had my son's godmother, her name's Kendra Brown, shout out Kendra. Her parents, not one of them tacky parents, started off her credit score for her.
Yes.
Built it up for her. How many parents have thought to do that?
And you can do
I
that
just
so
thought
easy.
Not in a positive way. They just put the cable in your name and then
But
don't open it not to do cable. If you can't afford cable, boo-boo, you just can't afford
You just
cable.
can't get cable.
Sling TV.
And even now in DC, you can get cable internet for free if your child is in school. So yes.
That's why.
DC's tight. So to think that, okay, yes, you can open up a credit card, a children's place card in your child's name. So not only can you buy their clothes, but you can build their credit. So by the time they hit 18, if you say go, they can go.
Right. And another thing you can do is if you have a credit card or American Express or anything like that, you can sign them on as a authorized user where you don't have to give them a card, but you can add it. You can even add your friend or whatever
DJ
like that.
has the Amex on my Amex, and I didn't give him the card. He has a debit card from his checking account, but I didn't give him the card because damn, now you don't even need access to them.
Absolutely.
Kind of but it's just the fact that my credit is
it can
freaking immaculate, and the way I use it, all of that reflects upon you. So
exactly.
But I mean, and some people actually need the support though. So you're fortunate to not have to even use that support for that. But a lot of men don't realize that when you're you were nickel and dime women, you also got to think about sometimes parents are responsible enough to prepare for that child's future.
Right.
You worried about if she's spending it on bundles, when the reality is who gonna pay for college?
Right.
Stuff like that. Like,
who's gonna pay for football and
start my kids
all my
out.
tax returns go to my kids.
I'm trying to get them as debt free as possible. You know what I'm saying? And whatever I can. Like, okay, if I'm gonna send my son to community college for 2 years and then transfer, I'm gonna pay for that because it's not that expensive. I don't want him to start out in debt like I did. You know, like those types of things.
It's little things you can do at an early age, even with the certificate accounts and stuff. People just want to get money fast. If you build money slow, it's gonna build, and they'll thank you later. Because just imagine, I feel like you're a failure of a parent if you started from zero and your kids have to start from zero too.
They should never start from.
Exactly.
But you shouldn't feel like that's some sort of rite of passage either. Like, well, I did it, so you have to do it. No, each generation is supposed to be better than the last. So I do all of this stuff so you don't have to. Granted, I don't want to just hand everything to my kids because I feel like you don't appreciate things when everything is just handed to you. But however, I don't want my kids to work their way through school. Like, I want you to be able to work on the summer because you can and you want some extra money, not because you have to pay for school, because I had to put myself through school. So now,
give your kids the head start. The head start that they will be. Thank you. I was just about to say that. Give your kids the head start. So as soon as they get to that age, they're at least almost close as those white kids. Because if you start off just the bare minimum, they'll be so far behind. There's no catching up. And then your kids feel that. At a certain age, I felt that. So it's like, at that point, what's the point? What's the point of doing it? So give your kids reasons why. Okay, well, I set this up for you. Now that you're going off, you're 25 or whatever, going off into your own, you have to handle this. And hopefully I've given you the tools, and you're not one of them, mess ups, black sheeps in the family where you just screw up everything. Hope to God, but I prepared you for this. Now go make mommy proud.
And then they'll do the same for their kids. And then that's how you build generational wealth. Sean?
One thing real quick, Sabrae, because I know you were ready to switch topics. It's never too young to start teaching your kids.
Ever.
Like you say, at 6, he's willing to, he's able to separate. We think like kids are way smarter than
especially now.
It's hard to teach us.
Give them enough credit.
We do not. We put ceilings. Oh, he can't do this. Sorry, Mom. I got that from you. My mom like, oh well, SJ's just this age. This no. They can do anything that you put into them. They are really sponges. They're computers. So if you teach them I tell SJ, even when I give them money, save 50% of the money you got. But you spending all the money for, say he do something like $20. Where the other $10 at? Oh, I spent it all. Why did you spend all of that? Now you got nothing.
But it's a mentality. We have to instill an investor's mentality as you're doing. But of course, it takes time. But we have, as a culture, have a spender's mentality. If we get a $5,000 lump sum, that means we get in a bag, 3 TVs, and a $2,000 Yorkie.
But you get what I'm saying? You can put $2,500. It depends on how many kids you got. You can split that $2,500. You can still do whatever you want with that $2,500, but you can put that in savings or bonds.
That's true. Yes. And then even now they have technology where the kids can get an Acorn app or a Stash app, and they'll see money growing. So instead of when they get a lump sum of money, they're going to think, how much money can I make off of that money, and not what can I buy?
My kids get a lump sum and then feel like, I'm still gonna get mom's for her money. Like literally, that's how Journey piggy bank stacked. That'd be like Slim, for real. Like and I can't even be mad at her because she's smart enough to know to still finesse me for my money.
Right.
And save hers. I can't even hate on her. Like, you know what? I gotta go ahead and let you do your thing. Every once in a while, I'll let her spend a little bit. I put a cap on it, and her budgeting is kind of sick though, because she's like, I got $20 because she goes to Target, she pick what she want, and she be coming out right at 20. I be like, dog, you.
And you know why?
She'd be a great
because women don't like to spend their own money.
Who?
First of all,
I love spending my own money.
That's the best rule in business. Spend other people's money.
That's why
I'm always going on trips. Okay.
Yes.